welcome back to Starting with a Story. Today is a very special day because we got my man Zach Morrissey out here today. He's a cousin of my friend, right?
Yes.
Cousin of my friend. So we got our boy Zach Morrissey here today talking about his passions and where they led him. So hey, what's going on, Zach? How we doing?
Doing good, John. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, of course, man. Thank you so much for one, reaching out, and two, being willing to share your story on the podcast. I really hope that your message and your story really connects with a bunch of people. I think from the rumors that I heard from your mom and dad, it seems like you got quite the story. So I'm really excited to get into it.
Can't wait to tell it to everybody.
For sure, for sure. So how about we just start off with, tell us your story. Where'd you start from, and what kind of led you to where you are now?
Well, I grew up in Queens, New York. My parents both worked for New York City. My dad was a mechanic for the Department of Sanitation. My mom was a school teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much during the summer, my mom was usually with me and my siblings all summer. My dad would work, but we would go on vacation. We would always go to theme parks. The earliest park I remember going to was when I was about 2 years old. We went to Sesame Place
Oh,
in Pennsylvania.
nice.
There's my mom still has photos in my baby book of me with Elmo, Big Bird.
Oh, you got to send those over. You got to.
I'm gonna have to text her to see if she can find those photos. And did Hershey Park a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Then when I was 5 years old, my family along with my aunt and uncle and Thomas, we went to Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, which I thought was the greatest thing ever invented. And 2003, when I was, I think, 8 or 9 years old, was our first trip to Walt Disney World. And my mom thought it was gonna be a great trip. I at first was thinking, oh, princesses, this is gonna be fun. And we got there. I just fell in love with everything about it. I loved the rides. I loved the atmosphere. It just felt so welcoming and warm there. And when we left, I said, I want to go back. And pretty much my grandmother bought a Disney Vacation Club membership. So we went down year after year, which I pretty much jokingly told my classmates, I'm spending my summers at Disney World. It was a lot of fun. The week we'd be there, I would always try to explore new things, try to do new rides. And by the time I got to college, I think it was the summer going into my sophomore year, I was noticing on the name tags, the kids were from Georgetown University or Arizona State. And I was wondering, how did you guys do that? They said, oh, Disney College Program. I just let that blow through my mind because I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, you didn't think of it.
Yeah. And one night, my family, we were walking at Magic Kingdom. We passed the Jungle Cruise, and there was 5 or 6 kids that were standing out front, all had college name tags. My mom asked them how they were down here in Disney. He said, oh, we're doing the Disney College Program. It's great. You get to spend a semester working for Disney. You get paid college credits. And the one kid really made sure to drive home to my mom was, oh, parents get discounts too. If they come down to visit their kids, they can get discounts on rooms, to which my mom looked at me and said, you're going to sign up for this any way you can. A quote from Walt Disney that inspired me to keep going every day when I got denied for my first college program. Oh, man.
And what quote was that?
In One Man's Dream, movie about Walt Disney, he talked about how he failed at 23 years old with his business, and he said, I believe it's important to have a good, hard failure while you're young. And that's how I felt. Like, I got denied from the college program. Journalism wasn't my calling. It was, you know what, Walt's right. This is the failure he was talking about that you need to have.
Yeah. Amen, dude. Amen. Well, I'm so glad that you were able to bounce back from that, and that quote holds true, right? Like you did it.
Oh, yes.
Awesome, man.
And when I went back to school, I was studying journalism. I was checking my email one day, and from the Office of Career Development, it said, we are going to have a representative from the Disney College Program come to talk to students about doing the internship, I sent my mom a text saying, I should do this, right? She said, absolutely. And of course, I texted her back saying, well, I already signed up for it. I'm excited.
Right.
We had the interview. The recruiter's name was Kelly. I have to thank her because she's the one who honestly got my Disney career started.
Shout out to Kelly. Kelly,
'Cause
wherever you are, thank you so much.
I still, she's still working for Disney right now.
Awesome.
Merchandise, I think, in
Mm-hmm.
Animal Kingdom. I have to double check
Mm-hmm.
it. But she told us about it, how awesome it was. She said you could take Disney classes
Mm-hmm.
where you get either your master's degree or your doctoral degree.
Wait, time out. What degree was that?
A master's degree, or
I did not know that that was a thing. Can you explain what that is real quick?
Okay, so I took 3 Disney classes while I was down there, which
Mm-hmm.
was one of them was a class about all the different lines of business in Disney. So attractions, food and beverage, housekeeping, resorts, marketing, intro to marketing, and cast engagement, human relations. And at the end of the classes, we would get our degree, which would be our master's degree.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
for
this
the
was
other,
all throughout your college internships?
yes.
Okay, gotcha.
And the doctoral is you take
That's
actual
awesome.
college class for credit.
Mhm.
A couple of my friends have taken those. It's usually for hospitality or business credits.
Mm.
You do have homework.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much when I was told you have to do homework, I was just, you know what, I'm in an internship. I would give me the class that doesn't require homework. I'll take that any day.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a lot of fun. You pretty much get like a diploma that says master's degree, your name. From what I remember, the president of Walt Disney World name was also on it.
Wow, awesome. Well, okay, so we just covered a lot of years and a lot of topics. I want to first say thank you for sharing your journey and through your Disney adventures and extravaganzas. But it seems like you mentioned that the first time you went to Disney was when you were 8, you said?
Yes.
And then did you go to Disney every single year after?
We went from the summer of 2003 all the way up until a couple of weeks ago. My family has been coming down every summer.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's been a couple times where we have gone down in October, December. Me and my mom did a trip to see my brother's high school sing in March.
Mm-hmm.
And me and my brother did Star Wars Weekend in 2014, which
Yeah.
was amazing.
Cool. So basically my question is, when did you first kind of, well, as you know, season 3, the theme is people who are following their passions. So when did you figure out what your passion was, and when did, if it did, when did Disney play into that role?
I was a journalism major at St. Joseph's College,
Mhm.
and right in the middle of my sophomore year was when I had that realization of, you know what, journalism's not for me.
Mm.
We were covering politics that year for the New York City mayor election. I kept asking my advisor, "Can I do sports journalism, please? I just want to cover sports. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sick and tired of having to cover the Democratic primary race for public advocate in New York City."
Mhm.
And I was just getting bored of politics,
Mm.
and going into the spring semester, my schedule got all changed up because they changed what time I was supposed to register for my college classes. So a lot of my journalism classes I couldn't get into because they were full.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my friends, my good friend Anthony told me, "Oh, you should sign up for this one class, Intro to Hospitality Management."
Mm.
And I decided to sign up for it. And when we took the class, it was the professor, Professor Franquise,
Mm-hmm.
was the one that got me started into hospitality, because he just told us it's all about trying to help out everyone else. It is a tough business, hospitality, but it's so rewarding.
Mm.
And I realized, journalism may not be my thing. I should look into hospitality. Took a class, got an A, which I was happy about, and
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
he mentioned Disney a lot in his class, saying, see, Disney, when it comes to helping you out with having a great vacation, they go above and beyond for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
And
for sure.
I knew all my years coming down to Disney, that was true.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I got hooked. I realized that, you know what? Journalism's not for me. I should just try to look into hospitality.
Right. So did
And,
you end up like switching your major from journalism to something else, or how did that transition go?
well, when I was coming home from my first college program,
Mm-hmm.
I had transferred colleges. Queens College, the second school I went to, they did
Mm-hmm.
not have hospitality as a major.
Okay.
And they told me, you took a lot of journalism credits. They will, if you be a communications major, a lot of your journalism classes will count as prereqs
Mm-hmm.
for a couple classes. And so that's when I realized, okay, you know what, communications I can do.
Mm-hmm.
And the nice part was a lot of the classes for communications were film classes, so I got to watch movies for a major, which I couldn't complain about.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So one thing that definitely kind of piques my interest is when I was in college, the big talk was kind of your major and people feeling trapped in their major and feeling like, oh, once I'm already here, I kind of, I already put in the time, I already got the credits, I have to stay. And switching majors was a very difficult situation for a lot of students. So how did you kind of come to terms with switching your studies and really going for what you truly wanted and fighting that battle of like you already put your time in for journalism and swapping out to something you actually enjoyed doing?
Well, for me, when I transferred to Queens College, journalism wasn't a major, so for me it was, hey,
You don't
okay,
exist.
it was, hey, now I got to figure out what else I could do. I was
Hmm.
thinking about doing business because I always thought, you know what, I want to go back down to Disney
Hmm.
and work again. But fortunately, didn't see that many business classes for
Hmm.
business majors opened. And they told me communications, if you sign up for it, you do have a lot of prereqs taken. And I really wanted to graduate as soon as possible. They told me if I do communications, I could graduate within 2 to 3 years, which I was sold on.
Hmm. What was it ever difficult for you to make that switch, or was it just so set in your heart that you knew that you wanted to start doing communications?
I pretty much, I was ready to do it in a heartbeat.
Mm. And when did you really, s- I guess, really solidify that you wanted to have your end goal be working at Disney?
I would say that would be about a month into doing my college program.
Mm. Why is that? What about it?
It So when I started my college program, the
Hmm.
first two to 3 weeks were rough for me. It was my first time being away from home for a long time because I commuted to college every day.
Hmm.
I was on my own. I was in a whole new state. I was living with four other people I knew nothing about.
Yeah.
And pretty much all my friends were back in New York at school, and here I am in Florida with about 7 to 8,000 other kids just like me. I did feel alone at times because
Mm.
I didn't make any friends during that short time because I admit I was shy and
Hmm.
I was a shy, awkward guy during the welcome parties that would just stand in the corner, just seeing what was going on.
Hmm. Yeah, for sure.
And it got to a point one night where I was just at home. I was, I'm mistaken, in my apartment,
Hmm.
just saying, you know what, I feel like this is a mistake. Maybe I should just text my parents saying, hey, you know what, I really want to go home. This, not for me.
Right,
I
right.
texted a kid I met while we were waiting for the bus one day,
Hmm.
Austin. I texted him saying, hey, man, I really don't feel like this is for me. I think I should end my program. He
Mm.
texted me back saying, dude, don't do that. Give yourself to the end of next week. Everything will change. Trust me, man. He's like, me and you got to hang out one day. You're a great guy. We got to hang out, man. Don't end your program.
For
And
sure.
pretty much work that week was nice work week. I had Saturday, Sunday, and Monday off, so a
Oh,
3-day weekend.
nice.
And also, I was working a morning shift on Friday, so it was like almost like 4 days off.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Somebody on the Disney College Program Facebook page I was a member of had said, "Hey, me and a couple people are going to go bowling tonight. Would anybody like to join us?"
Mm-hmm.
I said, "You know what? I'll sign up." We went to Disney Springs, Splitsville.
Mm-hmm.
We hung out. We had dinner. We were talking. I felt, you know what? They're nice people. In fact, I met one of my good friends, Javier.
Mm-hmm.
Great guy. Me and him still hang out every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
The next day, I did Typhoon Lagoon and Hollywood Studios. Sunday, Magic Kingdom and Epcot, where I met another one of my friends, Denise from Germany.
Mm.
And me and her, pretty much after that, would just hang out every chance we got. And Monday, my last day off, I hung out at Hollywood Studios again with another friend that I met before my program even started, Ashley.
Mm-hmm.
Hung out, did dinner, did rides. It was a great time. Then come Tuesday when I'm at work, I told Austin, "Man, I owe you dessert. You got me to just stay. I'm definitely going to stay at least till January."
Right, right.
My
Amen,
program.
man. And that's really awesome that you were able to, fight that battle and have the support to really stick it out for that one more weekend. It's crazy how that one week just made all the difference for you. I'm really happy for you.
Well, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So I don't think you've expressed this yet, but what exactly do you do at Disney, and what are you passionate about it, about that occupation?
Currently, right now, I work in attractions over at Soaring Around the World in Epcot.
Oh man, man, that place is awesome.
Great ride.
Hmm.
It. I just love the fact that I see over 25,000 people a day,
Mm,
and I'm impacting someone's vacation.
mm,
I've worked with people who have told me there are people that come down year after year to see them
mm-hmm,
on their vacation. Like during my college program, I worked with a woman who had been with Disney for 25 years. She had people year after year coming down just to see her,
mm,
and that's what I'm hoping I could do at Soaring.
mm,
I try to make magic each and every day that I can.
amen. So what's your favorite way of affecting other people's lives and their vacations while you're working?
It it varies. Usually, a simple thing like giving a kid a sticker that
Mm,
brightens the kid's day,
yeah.
or other times it's when the kid finds out they're tall enough to ride. They're
Yeah.
ex- excited and ecstatic and ready to go.
Hmm.
Or other times where we usually once a day, we do a family that gets to go from the standby line to the fast pass line
Mm. That's a
and
game changer, dude. That
give.
that's an absolute game changer.
Yeah, it's all about trying to make memories for the guests.
Mm. Amen, dude. Have you personally had any magical-esque moments with your experience with Disney, whether it be growing up and going to the parks or while working there now that you're older?
Um, a couple of months ago, when I was in food and beverage, we had a family that came by. It was, I think, 4 generations: great grandparents, grandparents,
Hmm.
kid, grandkids, great grandkids, and the patriarch of the family was a World War II veteran.
Oh, wow. Hmm.
And so I talked to one of my leaders. I said, "Hey, we have a guest that's a World War II veteran. Any way I can give him a free dessert?" To which my coordinator, Candace, said, "Go ahead, you make magic."
Mm.
One of my coworkers talked to one of the merchandise leaders that happened to walk in,
Hmm.
and we have a World War II veteran. He said, "Oh, I called saying, yep, I can get an American red, white, and blue Mickey pin." We pretty much had everything ready. We went down to the table. We thanked him for his service, gave him a free dessert. I think it was either our chocolate brownie mousse or
Mm. I would love one of those.
our berry whip.
Mm-hmm.
trip. I can't remember which one. We
Mm-hmm.
gave him the Mickey pin. He was happy. Of course, he dove straight into the dessert because who wouldn't say no to a free dessert?
Yeah, amen. Amen.
They thanked us. We all shook hands, and end of the night when the family's getting ready to leave, he put the Mickey pin on his hat,
Wow.
and they thanked us once again. That was a great moment for me.
Mm, man. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I really it amazes me because now that I live in Florida around Orlando, I've been to Disney like I think 2 or 3 times, and it really is crazy how that area and when you step into those parks, it's like a whole nother world, you know? And like you said, you just see kids' faces light up, adults, children, teenagers, no matter what age you are, there's something that really resonates with each individual, which I just find so fascinating, so amazing.
As I was told when I was doing my first college program, this is the place where the outside world just disappears. You're in a world of fantasy.
Mm,
As someone said, in this world, when you have the Make-A-Wish kids here,
mm-hmm,
parents, their kids are fine. Living their they're living their best. You have families that are enjoying everything, great family time. It
mm,
even there are times with me, I admit, when I found out my grandfather passed away last year, I was in
mm.
Epcot. It was depressed. I was upset, but walking through the parks, I realized that you know what, this is right now. I'm in a world where it's everything's okay. It's nothing to worry about, and it Disney does help out a lot.
Mm, mm. And I'm glad that that was able to help you cope with your loss, and for sure, sorry for your loss. Um, Throughout your time while working there and following your passions of being a worker at Disney and changing lives and bringing smiles to people's faces, what have you kind of started to appreciate more now that you've seen the ins and outs of Disney? Not necessarily just as a visitor or a tourist now. Now you're a worker and you see the hard work and everything. What do you appreciate more?
Definitely, my fellow cast members.
Mm,
We work hard. We always want to make sure that everyone here has a great time,
mm-hmm,
and it's a team effort. As I could best describe it, when I worked with the New York Mets, they said this isn't a sprint; it's a relay race. Each
mm,
member of the team is important. That's how I feel like it is at Disney.
mm,
From when you enter the parks with our parking greeters to when you're inside the parks, from every cast member, from the attractions, food and beverage, custodial merchandise. We're all here to make sure that we keep passing the baton
mm.
and it keeps going great.
Amen, amen. Do you have any advice for anyone who is looking to work at their dream location of Disney?
My advice is just be ready to make magic and smile. It's amazing. I can't complain at all. I was pretty much told when I started my college program, this is going to be the most fun 5 months of your internship, guys. This is your chance to make magic, make memories that will last a lifetime. And my advice to everyone that would want to apply to be a cast member is just look up all the roles in Disney and find out, like, okay, this is what this role does. This is
Mm-hmm.
that role. Aspire to be the best that you can be working at Disney. I do every day. I want to make sure that everyone can have a good time.
Mm. Amen, amen. That's awesome. That's awesome. So, what is in your journey of following your passion and finally getting to where you wanted to be? What's been the hardest thing, and what's been the greatest thing about following your passions?
The greatest thing I have to say is give just all the thanks I've gotten from guests with
Mm.
families that have told us this is our first trip to Disney ever, and soaring is my kid's favorite ride now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Is there for the second half of the question the most difficult thing you've faced throughout pursuing your passion?
I will admit, like, yeah, there's times where where it is okay. You'll have like a million things going on at once, and it will get overwhelming. But it just got to remember, just breathe. Everything will be calm.
Mm-hmm.
That I will admit that is a bit difficult. Is just a million things going on at once, and you got to remember to focus on the most important step right there. Working together to make magic and memories for the guests.
For sure, for sure. So what's next for you? Because you're someone that has worked so hard to finally get to your dream job, right? So what's next? Is there something more, or is this is your all-time goal?
Well, I am going to be going back to school in either January or the fall of 2019.
Mm-hmm.
I want to take some marketing classes
Mm-hmm.
because I'm working in theme park aspect of Disney. I would like to work in like from the office side
Mm-hmm.
and see okay how office side works. So office side works with the theme park side, or also try to work my way up in Disney leadership because that's the one thing I was told by a lot of people I've worked with is, oh, I did my college program in 1995, and now here I am as a leader of food and beverage, the president of Walt Disney World. I was told he started out as a busboy in the 70s, and now he's president of the company. One of the vice presidents of the theme park. He did the college program too. It's a good company to move up internally.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So I take it that you want to come back to Disney.
Well, I'm in there full time now, so it's great.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. For someone that's never been to Disney before, this is their first vacation. What is your top 3 places that they have to visit, or 3 rides that they have to do, or something they have to do? Those top 3 things, if they can only do those 3.
Well, I'm probably gonna be kind of biased here, but they gotta do Soaring Around the World.
Oh, 100%, 100%.
I would also say you have to watch the fireworks at Magic Kingdom, Happily Ever After. Amazing show.
So true, so true.
And at least meet Mickey Mouse in the park. That's the one thing. That's the one thing they show in all the commercials. You have to meet the big cheese himself.
Yeah, you got to meet the man, the myth, the legend, or the mouse, I guess. Cool. All right. Well, it seems like we're coming a little close to the end of the interview today, but I always like to give a shout out and really say thank you for sharing your story, and also just sharing the joy and the memories that you do at what you do. It's really inspiring to hear someone work so hard and know from such an earlier age that where they wanted to be, and then to see you finally live that and be where you want to be. I think that's so awesome, and I really hope that some people can really resonate with that story, and also really just admire your passion for, like you said, just wanting to bring smiles to faces, whether it be a little sticker for a little kid or, thanking a war veteran. I think that's really awesome, and I just want to acknowledge you for that and appreciate all the work that you're doing for so many vacationers and so many just people that go and visit you. So that's awesome, man. I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Of course. So we end with 3 questions with every interviewee guest. So are you ready for the final 3 questions?
Yes.
All right. So first off is, what's been the favorite chapter of your life thus far?
I would have to say it was meeting my girlfriend during my first college program.
Oh, man, that's so cute. At Disney?
Yeah, we met.
Bro,
They were throwing a Thanksgiving party for us at one of the housing complexes since we weren't going to be home with our families.
Yeah.
We had turkey dinner. We had
Yum.
DJ, photo ops, and I was sitting with one of my friends. We were at our table. She was with her roommate. They came to our table saying, "Hey, is it okay we sit here?" We said, "Yeah, sure." Me and her just started talking. I gave her my number,
Yeah, you did.
and I pretty much went back to my apartment. I was just ready for a quiet night,
Yeah.
and she texted me saying it was nice meeting you.
Hmm.
I texted her back, and one thing led to another. Next thing I know, she said, "Oh, I guess we should hang out at Disney Springs or maybe get a cup of coffee."
Hmm.
And I said, "Oh yeah, a bus is coming to the housing complexes in 2 minutes." She
Hmm.
said, "Okay, sure, let's go meet." And I looked at my one roommate, dumbfounded, saying, "I think I have a date now, guys." And so I'm sprinting to, because I was just wearing a t-shirt and a pair of gym shorts, and it was
Hmm.
like, okay, I gotta dress at least somewhat nice
Yeah,
for
yeah,
coffee.
of course.
We went to Starbucks at Disney Springs. We talked to each other. We honestly thought we were going to spend maybe 30, 45 minutes there. We wound up being there till 12:30 at night.
Man, wow.
And haven't
Mm.
looked back since. We're November. We're celebrating 4 years together.
Awesome, man. Congratulations.
And
Talk about magic in Disney, you know?
to all the viewers out there that are doing the college program that always wonder, can you find love during your college program? You can.
Yeah. You might be a little biased, but you can. You definitely can.
I did have a guest tell me once during my second college program. She said, "Oh, you'll never know. You might just meet your future spouse in the Vista Way pool."
Mm, you
For
never
me,
know.
it's like, oh, met my girlfriend at Chatham Square.
Awesome, awesome. All right, second question is, if you had to give a title to the next chapter in your life, what would you title it?
I would just call it. I would honestly just call it "Soaring Around Disney."
Man, I like that. I like that. That's a good one. And our final question today is, if you had to put a title to the book of your entire life up until this moment, what would you title it?
Okay, this is probably the hardest question yet today. I would honest. I would just call it the. Oh man, this is probably the hardest question I've been asked in a while.
Yeah, it's your whole life, It's not just one day or a year. It's the whole life.
I would probably just Disney baseball ducks my journey through life.
Amen, dude. Amen. Yeah, that's honestly like the best way to go about it. If you can't come up with something, it's like just throw out buzzwords because that's who you are.
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Well, Zach, thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you so much for sharing your story and your Disney magical moments. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, John.
Have a great night and stay safe, stay you.